With us today, we have Solomiya and Sofiya, who are members of the Ukrainian community in Tallinn, who are going to talk to us a little bit about the experiences of Ukrainians still in the Ukraine, the work that they're doing with the Tallinn community to support those Ukrainians, and how we can all help support in this incredibly difficult and chaotic time. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us.
Of course. Maybe let's start with a bit about you two. So how long have you been in Tallinn? What brought you here? Where are you originally from in the Ukraine?
So I'm originally from Lviv.
Okay.
It's the west part of Ukraine. I moved to Estonia in 2016, and I met Solomiya here because we came to study, to do our master's degree, and we met here.
Cool. And Lviv is definitely a place that has been obviously in the news significantly.
Yeah, it's currently the safest place probably in Ukraine, but yeah, still under the threat. So.
Yeah. Okay. And Solomiya?
Yeah, so me and Sofiya came to study in Tartu. This is where we met. We lived together in the same block.
Nice.
It was already almost 6 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Amazing. And obviously, I mean, I can't imagine what it's been like for you guys to be here and having to watch this on the news and then hear through obviously family and friends back home. But tell us a little bit about the work that you guys have been doing and that actually you created for supporting the Ukrainians who are still back home.
So basically, the war started on the 24th. We woke up to the terrible news. For me, it took probably like 2 days to live through that. I've been crying so much, and then I very much stress. But then I realized that we need to help. We need to do something because it was getting too much. So I started searching on the internet what is possible to do, where the help is needed, and we realized there is no single place, or like the information is very distributed. It's all over the place. It's in Facebook, on some websites, and so on. So we got this idea to gather all the information together and to make a website where people like us can basically go and see all the options for help, where the help needed.
Okay.
So basically we did it. As well as we realized that there is also a lot of information for the refugees. The buses started getting organized to come to the border, pick up the refugees. So there was also a lot of information for the refugees, but as well as on different pages, different websites. So we decided to collect all the information and basically post it on one information page altogether. This is the work that was done on the weekend, basically. So at the same time, we started getting the messages. Sofiya's sister texted her with the things that we started getting the messages that there are things that needed in Ukraine, needed to help, like the protective gear, for example, for the territorial defense. In Ukraine, we started the territorial defense, which is some kind of similar to what you have in Estonian Defense League, when people who are not officially in the army, they are organizing, they have training, and then they start protecting their own homes, their own towns and villages. So we realized that there is a lot of help needed, and we thought, okay, and we've got the list of things to buy. We thought, okay, we can buy it ourselves, we have some money, we can also ask our friends to buy them as well and bring it, but where do we bring it? This is how I started looking for the place for the aid to bring. Ask some friends, posted on Facebook. Someone suggested talking to the priest in the Ukrainian church in the city center. So I called the priest and he said, sure, take our basement. And this is how on Monday we already opened the collection point. So it's been like 4 days since the beginning of the war until the collection point is open. We posted it on the media, we posted it on Facebook, we added it to the website that we created like 1 day earlier.
Wow.
And this is how it all started. People started bringing help. We started thinking, okay, within a day, we've got enough for the van. So we started thinking, how do we transport it to Ukraine? This is where other people also came and said, we are the drivers, we have the vans, we can bring it to Ukraine. As well as on social media again, we saw that the people, the friends of Sofiya, they are looking for the diaspora to help from the outside. So we connected with them, and this is how it all started. We started sending the vans to the border. They were coming to the border, picking up things, and then everyone was going back. And for the first week, we were sending the car every day. One van every day, pretty much.
Wow.
Then it's like once to 3 days, once per 4 days, maybe now once per week or so. But basically, yeah. Another person, Estonian, started coming and giving some cash as well as giving other help that we needed. For example, one Estonian man gave us his van to use indefinitely, as much as we need to take it back later. So that van went to the Ukrainian border probably like, I know, 6-7 times already, maybe up to 10 times. That's been a huge help, as well as another Estonian delivery companies were offering help and saying whenever you need to bring something, just call us. They didn't take any money, just brought. So this is how the system got organized by itself, purely on the help of volunteers and just usual people from around us.
That's amazing. So we've got the website, which is, it's Estonians for Ukraine, correct? And there's kind of
Estonia for Ukraine.
Estonia for Ukraine.
Yes.
Okay. And that's where there's both information for people that want to help and support you guys in getting goods and making donations and things like that.
And that's where the list with all the needed things is, and where we're updating it all the time.
Okay. And that list, it's coming from, you know, people, the needs that you're hearing on the ground from friends and family and things like that?
Yeah, pretty much. And also from different organizations that usually publish those lists. So we combine it all together.
Got it.
And update it on our website.
Okay. And what are the things that are most needed right now?
It's usually medicines, food, some protection gear, and many other things like some devices, some old laptops, phones, and stuff like that.
And is that because of the connectivity problems in Ukraine?
It's hard to say.
Okay.
I would say it's, for example, power banks. They are needed because the guys in the field they need power bank to charge the phone or to fly the drone, let's say. Then as well as just not the smartphone, just normal phones with the buttons, because their battery lasts for a very long time.
That old like Nokia brick you used to work for ages.
So many places have problems with electricity.
Okay.
So for electric generators, for example, are needed to the bomb shelters and to the refugees for the places where there's no electricity. Yeah. These kind of things.
And also many people had to leave their cities in central Ukraine and other cities, so they moved to West Ukraine and they left many things behind.
Okay.
So those things are also needed.
Okay, gotcha. And to support you guys in getting these things and, you know, getting them to the border, what is the best way that you need people to support? Is it the actual kind of purchase and donating the goods themselves? Is it donations of money so that you can buy things in bulk and do it the most efficiently? What's the best way if people do want to support and help?
Both. First, maybe to check the list of things, and if you can find it or donate your things, definitely bring it. And if you can help us financially, then send us some money. Okay. Because we already have many contacts of different companies and organizations where we can buy it with discount. We just need money for that.
Okay. One more way would be perhaps if you have a prescription for some kind of medicine, like which is usually for hormones or insulin. And if you have maybe a little bit too much, if you have enough of you, and you can share a little bit of your insulin with us, we can bring it to the places where it's so much needed.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Fine. And in terms of personal time, I mean, you mentioned, for example, people donating vans and drivers. I think particularly even from a personal perspective, I've wanted to go in and help personally and say, how can I give my time? But I know that I don't speak Estonian, Russian, or Ukrainian. So I'm always thinking, I wonder if I can be of help as well. Is there a use for people to donate their time to help you either sort or pack or whatever things as well? And can the expat community be helpful in that? Or are you, we've got the right people on the ground. We just need, the things in the cash to make sure it all happens.
I think you can. Maybe not starting that much, because right now it's been more than 40 days since the war started, and unfortunately people get used to the bad times and to the war. Yeah. So the stuff that we get is less and less. Basically, when we started with around 10 people at place, sorting and working very efficiently and hard. At this point, it's 1-2 persons is enough. So we are thinking, if you don't get more, we are thinking about even shrinking even that and be open like maybe 2 hours per day or something, because it's getting less and less and harder to get aid and to get money. But how can you help? When we load the van, we usually need some kind of help. We also need the English translation, sometimes, but that should be the person who knows both then Ukrainian and English. And of course the money. And if you're a driver and you have the van, and if you're ready to go to spend like 2 or 3 days of your life to go and help, then our Ukrainian friends speak English as well. So that is also very much needed.
Okay, drivers, amazing. How long does it take to drive to the Ukraine?
At least 16 hours, but usually takes more time.
Okay.
So yeah, we usually book a hotel for our drivers to stay overnight. Then they're coming back. It usually takes to get back maybe 22 hours.
Okay. Yeah. And what is that process like of transitioning the goods at the border? Is it relatively kind of, I presume probably the border with Ukraine is an absolute chaos
So we are
now.
delivering our cars to Shagini Medika border control. And you can basically come from a Polish side to the neutral zone. It's a green zone where you can unload all the things. And people from Lviv, those people that pick up those things, they come also to the same zone, and they pick it up, they repack it to a different car, and they bring it back to Lviv.
Okay, so you literally transfer the goods over in the green zone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and are you guys working with, I mean, you mentioned this all kind of stemmed from your friends and family back in Lviv. Are they simultaneously kind of creating this almost structure and working with different local people as well to bring this all together on that side as well?
Yes.
They cooperate with different organizations. One of them is Lviv Plast. There is also this Come Back Alive Fund and other small organizations, or they're donating it directly to people who need this help because they know and they receive many requests, of course. So it's sometimes even better to give it personally to someone, because in a big organization it takes some time to distribute it and to deliver it to some places. So if they have a chance, they give it themselves by delivering. Yes.
Yeah. It's amazing how these kind of grassroots things come together in times of need. You know, there's obviously the big organizations like the Red Cross and UNHCR and things like that, but it's these kind of like personalized things and the amazing things that you guys have done that really kind of make that personal kind of difference to people on the ground, I'm sure.
Yeah, we actually didn't realize there are so many Ukrainians here in Estonia.
Yeah.
We met new friends here.
Amazing.
And now we have friends in Ukraine, also people that I was just following on Instagram, but they became our best friends because they help us with these things that we deliver.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And I mean, I think if I remember statistics that I read, previously there were around 30,000 Ukrainians in Estonia, but now there's been 27,000 more arrive, in the past month. So the population is getting significantly larger. Have you guys, is that population of Ukrainians that are coming to Tallinn and fleeing to Tallinn, are they also getting involved with your project and wanting to still remain?
Yes, definitely they do. They say that we, let's say, arrived a couple of days ago. We need some time to sort our documents, but they come and help us and offer their help and sort and load and so on. So there's been a lot of help both from Estonians, Ukrainians who live there for a while, and Ukrainians who recently came. We already have good friends.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can't imagine what it feels like to make that decision to leave, but then to know what you've left behind and wanting to find a way to help as well.
It is very hard, and we can see that in their eyes.
Yeah.
And when they come and they tell our stories, sometimes it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I know we can just cry all together over there, and then okay, we're done. Let's get back to work.
Yeah. Okay. And how have you mentioned the the Estonian community in Tallinn has been supportive. Are you also seeing support from? I know some of my colleagues, for example, I had a couple of colleagues who are Russian and just felt they needed to do something, and they actually went to the Ukrainian border with Poland and tried to work out how they could donate their time.
Do we have the same colleagues?
Yeah.
Mine did exactly the same.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the different place. Yes. Russian, I cannot say there is many people that we know, but my personal Russian friends, they are very helpful. They help with money and they help with their time. They also came to the border, also brought some people here.
Okay.
Another colleague of mine took my hand and said, "I'm so sorry for the war."
Yeah.
So that is the support that we definitely need.
Okay, that's amazing. And in terms of, and I know you guys don't support directly the Ukrainians that have come to Estonia, but in terms of, working with them, knowing them, getting to know them, how have you received any kind of feedback or even kind of anecdotes about how they are finding settling into, I know it's a horrible situation and it's not, by their choice at all, but how they have found the support that they've received in Estonia. Is it kind of working? Are they finding what they need here in this time?
There is a refugee center in Estonia that helps a lot. They provide accommodation and food and other consultations regarding the job. And from my experience, those Ukrainians who came here, they said that they're really grateful to Estonians and the Estonian government, how good it was organized.
Okay.
Okay,
good. That's at least a bit of a relief. Okay, so you mentioned that the donations are drying up, and obviously, it's horrible that there is an initial shock factor, and then people do get used to the bad news and almost need it's not that you need a break from it, but it's like a month of this horrific news. People kind of tend to escape a little bit and stop thinking about it. But we need to ramp up. Again, this war obviously isn't over, it's getting worse. We need to get that kind of support and the momentum back. How can people support that? Even obviously donating themselves and talking to friends. Are there posts and things that can be shared? Is there social media that we can, or a Facebook group or anything like that can be shared online to kind of drum up some of the support? Video content or anything you guys are creating that can be shared?
So one thing I wanted to say is that I know that many people want to help and many people are donating to those big organizations now, like Come Back Alive or Red Cross or others. But it would be much more useful if they donated to some local organizations. Because we have the opportunity to buy it and send it right away, and it will be quickly and efficient, because bigger organizations don't have that much time, and it's a bit difficult logistically to organize many things. So things are not yet delivered, or there are a lot of money, but they cannot even spend them. So, but we have a different problem. We can spend them, but we don't have money. Yes.
That's a really great point. I was looking myself as to where I should donate. I donate monthly to the UNHCR in any case. But I was thinking, where can I donate to? Is it, you Google and it's like the Red Cross or Médecins Sans Frontières or these big organizations. But then when you try and look actually for local organizations, there's obviously a huge amount, right? People supporting doctors in Ukraine, or people supporting housing, or people support, there's a lot of little places, and it can actually be very overwhelming as to know where best to put your money. But you're almost like a central part of that, right? And you're kind of the central funnel of then covering off various different avenues.
I think you could just choose what is the closest to your heart and donate to that organization. I think that's going to have the most impact. I can just say that that these little initiatives for volunteers, their role is to fill in the gaps while huge corporate, bureaucratic machine starts working and starts delivering goods. So hopefully in a month or so, Ukraine is going to be filled with stuff that it's needs, but it takes time with the big organizations. But what we do, if we do it right now and for today, if we send the car tomorrow morning, let's say if we send the car this morning, tomorrow in the afternoon, it's already going to be distributed in Ukraine.
Right.
This is the efficiency and this is the speed.
Great point. I mean, and hopefully in a month, we can hope that the things are in a better situation. But we need to provide for the fact that, or prepare for the fact that this is going to be an ongoing aid support requirement for a while.
Even if, and hopefully so much the war is over, Ukraine is destroyed basically, especially the eastern and central part. We will need aid and money and help to help rebuild it. And this is the long run. And another problem is the burning out. First thing is getting used to the war, and the second thing is the burning out of the volunteers. It's if you have a job and if you do it on your free time, it's hard. During the first week, everyone was on adrenaline, so it was the crazy amount of energy, but it's getting less because we were getting used to it. Right now, maybe it's been the second wave after the horrible pictures from Bucha and from another little villages around Kyiv. We do see the need, the people are gathering again, the people say, I cannot look at this. It's so horrible that I need to do something. Please let me help. Give me your account, I'm gonna send you the money. So yes, please do that.
Okay, so to kind of summarize everything, Estonia for Ukraine is a website.
Yeah.
That has both the donation details and the information on actually donating goods at the basement of the Ukrainian
Greek
Catholic Church.
It has a section called "I want to help."
I want to help.
In this section, there is, I think, 7 or 8 options. You can find everything. The option 1 is us, of course, because we made the website and we are collecting it. But there are other options when you can choose what you want to do. There are options to help Ukrainians, to help refugees, for example, to assimilate, and there are options to help them with the language. Learning, Estonian learning, let's say. There is an option to host someone, option to provide some other services. There is many different things how you can help. You can help if you can for yourself. If you're looking for how to help, you basically you should choose something that's closest to your heart. If you want to help the refugees or the internal refugees in Ukraine, the people that moved, or for example, you help the army or help the territorial defense to kick them out of our country. And when you chose the way that you like the most, you can find the place to donate money, to bring help, or to spend your time, for example, to be a volunteer on the hotline, to pick up the phone and to give the information to Ukrainians that come, for example, here.
Amazing. Okay, I'll leave it there and stop peppering you with questions. But guys, what you're doing is amazing. Thank you so much for bringing this together. I think I'm definitely going to make sure that everyone I know has this website, because I think a lot of people obviously want to help, and a lot of people are a little lost or even a little overwhelmed with how best to help. But I think this makes it, you guys have made it so easy. So
we do our best to maintain the website, but of course we cannot look at in the internet all 24/7.
Sure.
So if you know any other initiative that helps Ukraine in any way, please there is email. Please write us, and we will add it to the website as well.
Great.
We want to keep it like as the one place to go and find everything regarding the war, Ukrainian war with Russia.
Thank you so much, guys. And good luck, please. Like, what you're doing is amazing. Keep going, hang in there. And yeah, we'll support however we can.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.